Are you suffering from female hair loss? Is it hormonal? Let's find out. 1/3 of women experience hair loss sometime in their life, but after menopause, as many as 2/3 of women notice that their hair is thinning. Most of us lose about 50 to 100 hairs every day, and when you wash your hair, up to 250 strands a day. That's normal. Each strand of hair grows through 3 phases: anagen, catagen, and telogen. About 90% of the hair on your head is in the anagen or growth phase, which lasts anywhere from 2 to 8 years. The catagen or transition phase typically lasts only 2 to 3 weeks, during which your hair follicles shrink. During the 2 to 4 month telogen phase, your hair rests. Anything that interferes with the hair growth cycle, like medication, illness, infection, or chemicals, has the potential to stop the hair from properly being formed. Although men's hair tends to recede from the forehead or the crown of the head, women tend to notice thinning of the hair on the top third to 1/2 of the scalp. Sometimes the frontal line stays intact, but you may see that your part is gradually becoming wider, or more of your scalp is being seen when you pull your hair back. There's something called the Ludwig classification. It's used to describe female pattern hair loss. Type 1 is normal thinning that can be camouflaged with hairstyling techniques. Type 2 is categorized by a decreased volume and a noticeably increased width of your part. And type 3 describes diffuse thinning. You can actually see the scalp. Hair loss can occur for many reasons: stress, nutritional deficits, anemia, toxicity, even autoimmunity. For most, female hair loss is androgenic alopecia. Androgenic alopecia is caused by male hormones, specifically DHT or dihydrotestosterone. It happens in both men and women, and it's genetic. If your female relatives have thinning hair after menopause, you're more likely to. The decline of your hormones during the years before and after menopause turns on the genetic tendency for some women. Your hair's growth phase becomes shorter, while the time between the shedding phase and the new growth phase lengthens. This means that it takes longer for your hair to start growing back, and each follicle shrinks, creating a shorter and thinner hair shaft, so the texture of your hair changes. Normally, each time a healthy hair is shed, it is replaced by the same size hair. But in women with female pattern hair loss, the new hair is finer and thinner. That's because the hair follicles are shrinking and eventually they quit growing altogether. So what can you do about female hair loss? First, your healthcare provider should get blood work to rule out thyroid disease, anemia, or autoimmunity. Hypothyroidism needs to be treated with thyroid hormone. Hair loss that is related to anemia can be treated with iron supplementation. It takes 2 months or longer to see the effects, so please be patient. Autoimmune hair loss can be a little tricky to treat. Androgenic alopecia can be treated with male hormone blockers, like the drug spironolactone. It's especially effective for women with polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, because they tend to make a lot more excess male hormones. But spironolactone can cause genital abnormalities in a male fetus, so you must use effective birth control. Possible side effects of spironolactone include weight gain, loss of libido, depression, and fatigue. A natural androgen blocker is PALMETTO. 160 milligrams of this herb can help block male hormone from affecting your hair growth, and DIM, the active ingredient in cruciferous vegetables, also helps lower DHT to prevent more hair loss. Take at least 200 milligrams a day. Another drug called MINOXIDIL can be applied to the scalp topically to block the male hormone, but it's not a miracle and it cannot restore the full density of your lost hair. You won't see results for at least 2 months, and the effect of MINOXIDIL is usually peaks around 4 months, so it could take a little bit longer. So if you choose this option, you need to really use it for at least 6 to 12 months, and it may work, but if you stop, you'll start to lose hair again. One thing my patients with thinning hair have noticed is that their hair becomes thicker and healthier when they support their hypothalamus. By providing phytonutrients to the maestro of all your hormones, Genesis Gold helps balance your hormones and support healthy hair growth. I'll see you in the next video.